Alright YouTube, I'm now filming an Xtremepadrefan for the same kind of interview. Here come the same questions, Cam. What was your earliest train memory?
That would have to be seeing Fallbrook. Actually, I've got a couple. Seeing Fallbrook Yard full of nothing but red and silver and blue and yellow unpatched. Oh, so beautiful. The second I remember is seeing the final Amtrak stop at what was the old Carlsbad Village station and stopping at the old Delmar Surf Station.
Do you remember when all that was?
I think 93 or so, because it was definitely in F40 when I saw that. But I can't remember an exact year, and I apologize for that.
Question 2, Xtremepadrefan. What got you into trains?
When I was young, my dad and I used to drive down to Oceanside Harbor and see all the Santa Fe equipment on Saturdays or Sundays. And just seeing that, and I'll admit it, yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine way back in the day. I'll admit it, I don't care. And that's what it was for me.
What was the best photo you ever taken, trackside?
That's easy. 4014 running westbound over the Frost flyover with the eastbound Union Pacific manifest underneath.
What I liked about that is that Southern Pacific boxcar that was above it. That was definitely your best image, Cam.
Yeah, you mean below it, but yeah, that was just a shot I'll never forget, I think.
What made you want to be a YouTuber?
Around 2007, 2008, starting to see other train videos on YouTube, and yeah, that's basically what started that for me.
Alright YouTube, this will be a three-part question. Best train,
answer, but yeah.
Best train you've caught while filming.
For Steam, I've got to go with 4014. That chase was absolutely intense, insane, fun. Can't wait to do it again sometime.
Definitely, if 4014 does come to the LA Basin again.
It should come next year, I believe, according to everything I've heard. Huh? Oh, the best passenger train I saw would have to be the day that 458 left California for the final time.
In March of 2019, right? That was a complete shock. That was definitely an end of an era.
Not only did it have the Phase 4 Heritage Unit trailing, but it had the unofficial Phase 5, in my opinion, 198 on point. So it was technically, in my opinion, a double Heritage Unit Chief plus 458.
Mm-hmm. And best freight catch?
The best freight catch? That's easy. For me, it was the 3-8 running light through Fullerton, 554 on point with the PTC train on 11/8/2016.
I still can't believe we caught that, but that was...
I still can't either.
Definitely. Next question. Best catch before you started filming?
For passenger, I would have to say all the San Diegans before the Surfliner took over. For freight, I think it was the day we graduated or just after that.
It was around that time, I think.
It was around that time for sure. My mom and I were at Encinitas because my mom thought she left some pictures there at the station. So I decided to wait in the car. The sticks go off. Here comes light power for the Escondido, or the Miramar Local at the time. 2-8s and a blue bonnet facing west. That was it.
Was it really that back then?
Yeah.
Wow. I'd have to believe it to see it.
I wish I had equipment for it back then, honestly.
Train you saw but you didn't film and you kicked yourself for?
I've actually got two of them for this. I've got one passenger and one freight. The passenger one was... Dean and I were out filming the Coaster Christmas train. We'd got it, so we're working our way back to my place. We're done. We're driving northbound along Coast Highway along the tracks. Here comes the Coaster Christmas train from behind us. However, coming in the opposite direction was, I believe, 768, and they met literally right in front of our car. And to this day, it's a shot that can't be repeated now, and I kick myself to this day for it.
Yeah, I think I blame myself for that. And what about freight?
For freight, I was traveling with my dad to one of his classes, which I did sometimes, and that's where a lot of the Union Pacific Riverside footage comes from, was back in those days. He and I were traveling from Riverside out to Palm Springs. We're along the Sunset Route. I have my camera. I kind of got a shot of it. It was a eastbound Union Pacific train. I couldn't tell what kind, manifest or whatever. But it had a ferromex, and I couldn't get a clean shot of the ferromex. I got like a quarter of the nose, and it dove behind a tree, and I couldn't do a damn thing.
Happens to the better of us.
And that was the first ferromex I ever saw, too.
And last but not least, Extreme Padre fan, what era would you go back to just to film trains and why?
I would say classic 90s before the mergers happened. Before Santa Fe, before BN, before SP and UP merged. I want to just explore everywhere back then and just shoot everything.
I couldn't agree more. And this concludes Extreme Padre Fans interview, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed.